Our favorite time of day.
It kind of is. It's kind of fun. It wakes you up.
Yep. And you get to clap.
Get to learn things. You get to dance a little.
One of your favorites. It's Curt and Jen in the morning. This is our podcast. Welcome, welcome, one and all. And, well, yeah.
One and all?
One and all. Not just one. Certainly all. Make sure if you get a chance to like, to follow, to contribute. Actually, we want you to contribute as well. We'll tell you what your contribution is going to be today. And, yeah, that helps the show grow. And we want it to grow.
Yes, we would. Please. That's what you could do for us if you don't mind, please. And thank you.
Today, guess what we have? This, you're going to like this, by the way. Possible Oscar hosts.
I like this a lot.
When you saw this, you're like, if this happens,
I'm like,
I'm
watching
will
watch
for sure. More than just the red carpet beforehand, which you usually watch. Robots may take over this particular medical exam, and I think doctors would be happy to have robots do it.
I don't think that men will, though.
We'll see.
Okay.
What's this one-legged pants?
Oh, it's a new fashion trend. I can't wait to tell you about it because it's legit.
One-legged. And why is it legged and not legged?
One-legged pants. I mean, say whatever you want.
Do you listen to your parents' financial advice? We're going to look into that today, as well as crocheted hats for cats.
And do you have a national day?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
It is National... You all right?
I'm fine.
Today is National Bosses Day, and we don't care.
Oh, because we don't have a boss. We're our own boss. It's our day.
Well, we're actually each other's bosses, kind of, but we're also our own boss. Yes, it is our day. Hey, happy
cheers
happy
to
bosses.
us.
Oh, I got to cheers it.
Cheers to us. You're not supposed to cheers with water, you know.
Well, I'm cheersing with water.
You're supposed to look at me when you do cheers. It's bad. 7 years of bad sex. If you cheers and don't look people in the eye. It's true. My roommate Jackie said it. Sophia Legara said it. Or not
I'm
Legara.
already married, so
Sophia
the 7
Legara,
years has already happened. Before I toasted and cheersed with water. Shall we?
Yes, please. My voice is so bad. Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I went up to Cedro Woolley and I mooed at the cows.
Well, you were up there to help your boyfriend Pat do stuff.
Yeah, spread hay.
Right.
Which I put on Instagram some lessons I learned from it.
Spreading hay?
Spreading hay.
There's
lessons to be learned. Appropriate attire is necessary.
Don't wear yoga pants?
No.
Hay sticks to it?
Yes. I need
right.
work pants. I need like some Carhartts.
But what was the fun reason that you were up there in Cedro? Because of cows?
Well, no, there's just lots of cows and I like to moo at them. And then if they look at me, I like to wave at them. But I moo. You know, even Pat said one of his sons tried to moo like I did. And he's like, no, you got to give it your all. Even Pat knew.
We're ready for the moo. Go.
I can't do it.
Because you're all mooed out?
I'm not going to have any voice left. That's what's going to happen. And my body is very sore from spreading hay. That manual labor stuff, God bless farmers. I know that they have machinery to do some of it, but there's still some manual labor involved and what?
Tough work. Now listen, when you shared the story about the cows earlier, you were so excited. What happened? Because you were like, I mooed at them. And
no, I mooed at them and so many of them looked at me and I waved at them. And Macy's like, you got to stay on the road, Mom. And then the little baby cow ran away because I scared it.
With your moo?
With my moo.
Well, that'll happen.
It turned right around and ran away.
Well, that's because it's like, well, I need my mom.
Oh, that's not how I do it. It's better. It's good.
Okay, so that explains the voice being a little bit off today.
Yes.
I don't have a reason for mine.
What's yours? What's your deal? What did you do yesterday?
You know what? I went and saw our friends Gerald and Alma and James at Jags Auto Detail in Tukwila.
Were all three of them there?
Well, James is the kid, so no, James.
Yeah,
was
okay, he was
at
school. Okay.
Yeah, here's the deal. When I got the van that I use for doing my, side
your
hustle,
gigs,
my gigs,
it's not your side hustle anymore. A side hustle is constituted by something that's on the side, and that's your only thing. You don't have a main thing. Yes,
it's my hustle then, I guess.
Yeah.
It was a retired van pool van, right? And they had removed the decals really poorly, and something happens. I think it's called ghosting or shadowing, where when you take the decal, you can still see.
Yep.
So anyway, for the longest time, I would show up at events, and you could barely see it, but there's van pool, ride share on the side.
That's nice.
Thank you, Gerald and Alma. You did a great job getting that stuff out of there. So now I don't have to show up at a gig like, oh, this guy got this from van pool.
Can I just say, because Gerald and Alma listen all the time. Well, so does James, actually. And they know a lot about cars and how to get yours in tip-top shape.
Right.
So, Jags Auto Detail in Tukwila.
Yes.
It might be a trek for you, but you know what? Drop your car off. Go shopping for a little bit at South Center Mall. It's not called that anymore. I forget what it's called. Westfield.
Yeah.
At South Center.
And this is not an ad, by the way.
No.
We paid for the...
They're awesome. I'm just saying they're very knowledgeable and they know... and
we like to share these things, too. When you find, especially a local business, you like to share with your friends about that. And also, yesterday, Kraken win...
7-3?
Yeah, it's like a baseball score. Yeah, over Nashville. They kept referring to Nashville as Music City, and I was like, well, I think Seattle was Music City for a while. It's not going to beat Nashville. But anyway, it was great to see. They looked their back in form, and of course, me being a massive Kraken fan, I was very, very happy.
All is good in the world.
Most is good in the world, yeah. Okay, right, I'll go with all is good in the world, sure.
I am so excited about the rumor. I know it's just a rumor, but I like the rumor a lot, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Right.
About who will host the Oscars this coming year.
Right. It's not Oscar season yet, but apparently it is.
They're talking about it now.
Who will host the Oscar season?
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Who have it been in that? You know what? Let's start with these people that might end up doing it.
Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Nice.
Which, they're that's nice. Mm-hmm. But is it as nice as Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman?
How awesome would that be?
Deadpool and Wolverine hosting the Oscars? Yes, please.
It's like I'm trying to think back to when you had these buddy comedies, and it would be like Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise were in a lot together. And I mean, you could go back to Don Knotts and I can't think of him.
Don Knotts and I don't know.
The short guy. Dorf on Golf. I'm such an idiot. He's like.
Don't you hate our brains right now?
Yes, I do.
I blame mine on menopause.
And I appreciate everybody listening, going, "It's that guy, Tim Conway." Yeah.
Good.
So,
nice.
So anyway,
way to go, Curt Cruz brain.
Thank you. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are in the mix to host the Oscars. I think that would be awesome.
I mean, if they're doing if the Oscars want some viewers, and they're smart, that's what they would do.
Well, just from the get-go, I think people, that'll be awesome. When's the last time you saw, ooh, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch that.
Not in a very long time.
It's been a while. So we'll see if that happens. But again, I guess fingers crossed. And you always say, no, it would be this one would be next right there.
Okay. What do I always say? You were finishing your sentence. I was just
put positivity out in the universe that it's going to be those guys. Because that's what we want.
We'll manifest it.
Manifest.
All right. I was thinking that this was a joke, but it is on the runway on all the top high-end designer fashion things, and it is one-legged pants.
Mm-hmm. So you've got a leg, right?
Full leg.
Let's just say your right leg is in what looks like a pant leg.
Yeah.
And so you think, if you just see the right part of your body, that person's wearing pants.
They're saying the designers really like the asymmetrical look of this because the other side is shorts.
Yeah. Or like a skirt, right?
Something. Your leg is showing. So you better have your legs in tip-top shape if you want to go after this trend. My roommate Jackie has great... I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's great. I know.
Your roommate Jackie has
great legs. She could pull this off.
Okay.
I, however, cannot.
You can pull this off.
My friend Carrie can pull it off.
It sounds silly, but the designers seem excited, as you mentioned before.
Yeah.
The question at the bottom here, are you still paying for 2 legs but only getting 1?
Oh, no, you're paying more.
Yes.
You're paying more for this trend.
Does it have a price in here?
I will not be...
it says this is only a super expensive fashion right now. You won't be finding them at Old Navy just yet. Or at Old Navy prices.
Yet. They'll be there. They're
one-legged pants.
For the models that are wearing them, it looks very good. They look great. And they're like business. Like some of them are like business pants with the other side is business shorts.
Looks dumb.
They did say that Taylor Swift has been rocking this look during her Eras tour for a while now. So maybe that's where they got their inspiration. I'm just saying. Hers was a bodysuit though.
I'm sticking with mine.
What? 2-legged?
I think it looks. I've seen the pictures. I think it looks. I'm not supposed to. What do you say when you can't say dumb? It looks moronic. That's not it either. I don't like it.
All right.
Pants, 2 legs. Skirts, no legs.
Okay.
Right?
Well, let's hope they have legs. But
good legs.
Yes.
You may have heard. Did my voice do something weird?
Yes.
Heard.
You may have heard.
Justin Timberlake got in trouble a little while ago.
DUI.
Yeah.
DWI.
Yeah.
DWI?
I think it goes both ways. Okay. Driving while intoxicated, I think, is what that is. He not only got in trouble with the law, he is also in trouble with his wife, Jessica Biel, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. If I called Dana, or if you got a call from Pat, say, hey, I'm in jail. I was driving and I shouldn't have been. Of course they're going to be mad.
Well, they're just going to be disappointed with your bad decision making. That's why we say make good choices at the end of every show.
Right. And this happened in the middle, right? Actually, just prior to, I think he was going to be in Poland with his Forget Tomorrow World Tour. So he was able to somehow check in.
Yeah, and he's rich, by the way. He could get his own driver easily.
That's true. That does seem kind of, well, you make foolish decisions
Talk
when you're
about
drunk.
moronic.
Moronic. There you go. Anyway, this says here that Justin Timberlake has done everything he can to make up for his DWI arrest with his wife, Jessica Biel. She wasn't also arrested. He says he's been very busy working and just focusing on family time while they're off from the tour. It's not giving a whole lot of details, like he's been doing the dishes every night. It takes more than that, I imagine.
I mean, also they have 2 kids, 9.5 and 4, right? So I don't know. It's not setting a very good example, but whatever.
The insider says they have to work on their marriage like most couples. Being working parents is never easy. That's true.
Yeah.
But then I would say don't drink and drive.
Right.
Unless you want to get in trouble with the law and your wife or husband.
You know what? Good for them for being committed to the marriage and working through it, because it is a bad situation, but you know what? Bad situations happen.
And he did plead guilty to the lesser charge, which is driving while ability impaired. He has to pay a $500 fine and complete 25 hours of community service. So
he's not above the law.
Right. But it does kind of seem like, well, they can't have this rule, obviously. It's like, listen, you're Justin Timberlake. $500 is a lot to a regular person. It's not to you. So yours is going to be...
That's pocket change for him.
Yeah, yours is going to be $50,000 or $500,000.
Let's make it a little more and get the budget going.
Just don't do it again, right? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, Curt, how do you feel about this? Your next prostate exam could be done by a robotic finger. That was my finger going back.
Oh, I like the sound effect better, which reminded me of something squeaky going in and out of something. There's a robotic finger. This is researchers in China coming up with this. A flexible finger-like probe. It's already sounding scary. With sensors on the end, they think it could eventually be used to detect things like an enlarged prostate or abnormal lumps. Ooh, let's keep going here.
Let's keep going.
It's called the BSF, or bio-inspired soft finger.
Oh, my God.
It bends just like a normal finger does. It just doesn't have a human attached to it. Except you're attached to it on that end. That's the human attached to it. So in a recent test, it was able to find not just for prostate advance, but find someone's artery on their wrist and measure their pulse. And they think it could be used in the future to do things like finding lumps in breast tissue. So after they're squished at your mammogram, another robot might feel you up.
Oh, my God.
On the backside. Well,
Did
you know what?
Did you just say a robot might feel me up? Really?
I just meant everybody, you. But yeah, you in particular. You don't have to get a prostate exam.
You know what I don't like? We already talk about loneliness and the lack of human connection. And now, I love medical field advancements and all that. But now we don't even get a human touch. I don't know. Doctor's office, we're just going to bring the robots in.
I don't think anybody's like, hey, I need to make a human connection. Put your finger in your butt.
I'm not saying that part. I'm just saying,
I can't wait to have some downtime with my doctor while he's,
Oh, my God.
You know what? Because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
We mentioned that yesterday. And this could be useful for breast cancer detection. We did get a comment yesterday from Steven, and this is important to share. Steven, we were talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. He says, I'm a man, and I had to get a mammogram because I had a side effect from a medication. Yes, it's uncomfortable but necessary. It turned out to be negative, but I am grateful. So now I can sympathize with the ladies.
You know, men do get breast cancer. True. And we know that because Kent from Kent and Allen,
that's right.
Morning show host. Yeah. Seattle morning show host from a while ago.
Right.
Kent had breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And he had to get it taken care of. And so, yeah, guys can get it too.
All right.
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is not just for women.
Thank you for writing in too, Stephen. We appreciate you sharing that.
And listening. We appreciate you listening too.
What else do we appreciate? Lots of
so many things.
I thought we were starting a list there. Okay.
Okay, no, we're not.
This one, I know you agree wholeheartedly with this, Jen.
I can't believe this. I mean, I know that we did this story a while ago, and I don't remember it being this high.
I didn't remember that. I don't remember. Maybe I was out when you did the story.
No, it was a while ago, but it wasn't. It was just like this, there's this trend, right?
Right.
But now it's like legit.
Here's the deal. 1/4, so 25% of Gen Zers take their parents with them to job interviews.
Let's read that again. Gen Zers take their parents with them to job interviews. Why?
Well,
what? I don't understand this. Am I going through this?
We can both go through this because it is a little...
I don't get it.
1/4 of Gen Zers said they've brought a parent to an interview in the past year, and here's what the parents are doing there. Now, in this case, about 1/3 of them said their parent just accompanied them to the office, but didn't necessarily go into the room. They were just there for moral support.
Okay.
So that's about 1/3. Now, another 26% said their parent physically sat in on the interview.
That is not appropriate.
I think it's not either.
It is not appropriate. Like, I was going to actually sit in with Macy, who is 15, did a job interview, and I was going to sit in with her, and I'm like, just because she's 15, right? She's not, we had to sign special paperwork for her to work and all that. But that didn't even feel right. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit over here. Like, that is not, I had to drive her anyway because she can't drive. But no. What else? So I can say my first job, it was at McDonald's, and I was 15, so I had to get the special permit and everything too. I rode my bike to the job interview. She could have ridden her bike. It's close enough to the house. But regardless, another 18% say they at least introduced themselves to the manager. Do they think that's going to have some influence? Like, hi, I'm her mom. Give her the job. You're shaking your head. 7% answered questions for their child. And 1 in 8 Gen Zers have also had a parent write their resume for them from scratch. Okay, there's a lot of people that have other people write their resume, so I don't, whatever on that. Oh, I think that maybe you did, and that's why you're being... No, I didn't. I mean, I helped Riley. She's like, what do I put in my resume? And I gave her some ideas, but I'm just saying there's many people that have other people write their resumes for them. So this one is way more acceptable than your parents coming to an interview with you. Mm-hmm. I wonder if their parents are in the interview and I guess the manager's like, so... Where do you see yourself in 5 years or whatever, right? Yeah. And then the parent jumps in. Well, you know what? She's really great at this, and she says she's going to do this. Like, let the kid answer. I would not hire a person that did that. What are you looking up? How old are Gen Zers? Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gen Zers range in age between 12 and 27 years old. So. Well, the 12-year-olds probably aren't looking for jobs, and the 27-year-olds should be doing their own work. Right, but the lower, I'm just saying the lower end of that, I guess that would make a little bit more sense. Like, that would help explain a little bit of why the parents are physically there. It doesn't explain sitting in on the interview and answering questions for your kid. You got to let them, if they want a job, they got to do their thing. At least do the interview, right. Okay, yeah. That's what I was focusing on. I was like, you can't just be in there with your kids. No. My kid's awesome. Yeah. Hire them. Is that a typical parent voice? That's what my voice is. That wasn't your voice. There is something very legitimate about this. The most refreshing thing to drink cold liquid out of. Because I have certain things that I like to drink liquid out of. Do you? Like if you're having ice water or something? I do. Yeah, I like the insulated, the big like this guy. You like metal, but metal? Yeah, it is metal. Okay. I prefer glass. Like if I could choose what I'm doing, it's not like this isn't as mobile, obviously, but I love water from a glass. Okay. So, but they actually did a study, or they did a poll to find out what do you think when you're really, really thirsty, what's the most refreshing thing to drink cold liquid out of, which is grammatically incorrect, but that's how it's written here, all right? Well, because it ends in a preposition, That's correct. Yeah. Don't end in a preposition. A recent poll found the results were about, 4 in 10 people say a glass cup is best. 30, or a glass bottle would be good. That'd be 30, a third as well. And 9% say a steel bottle, like what I just showed you. 8% say an aluminum can. 7% said a plastic bottle. Boo. And only 5% say a plastic cup. That was the least popular choice. Mine is not on here. Where is garden hose? It's not on here. No. You're trying not to laugh at that dumb comment. We didn't know. We just drank water out of the hose. I know. I did too. And you know what? I still would if I was thirsty and watering the lawn. Would you not? Would you not drink out of a garden hose now? No, I would drink out of a garden hose now. You still would. I didn't know if that was double negative or not. So yeah, I don't have any issues with drinking out of the garden hose. It's not like every day.
on a regular basis, maybe.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're thirsty. You're outside.
Yeah.
You're a kid. You're, 12, 13 years old, running around.
Why not?
Sweaty,
All the
out of
things.
breath.
Yep.
Grab a hose.
Yeah, grab a hose.
Actually, we should say don't do that.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is it bad?
That's what I want to know. We're gonna
I think it's the plastic. It's probably the plastic that gets hot and melty.
And the lining and
all those things.
All the things. All right. Our question yesterday, you know those sleep sound machines?
Yeah.
We called it a white noise machine because it makes the noises, but usually they also have other sounds in the background. And so we asked what
random or weird sound should be added to the sleep or the white noise machine.
Yeah, the sleep machine. And as usual, you guys delivered. We love it. Bree said, spreading hay is the most random sound. Well, who spreaded hay?
Me. I did a little video when I was out in the field spreading hay because I was thinking about the Curt and Jen question of the day. And I'm like, oh, maybe the sound of spreading hay would be relaxing and a good white noise.
Well, thank you, Bree, for that. Marilyn said the sound of a loving dog snoring. I get that without having a sound machine with Bella, the beagle.
Why did Randy say stirring mac and cheese?
Well, there is a sound there. I would say that sounds like a boot stuck in wet mud.
Oh, God.
There's a sound.
I had that sound in the field, too, because there's a lot of wet mud.
So I don't know. The stirring mac and well, that's what he likes. And he wants to sleep to
that's
that,
fine. That's great.
Judgy judger.
I'm not being judgy. I'm just wondering.
Mm-hmm. Our friend Steve
who lives in Hawaii.
Yeah. How do you say that? Kokui frogs? Coqui.
Kokui frogs.
Kokui frogs.
He hears them every night in Hawaii.
You want to hear him right now? There's a...
That's kind of relaxing.
It's the one...
It's all of them. There's a bunch of croaky frogs in there.
But the one going beep, beep. Every now and again. I think
makes it sound like your smoke
it doesn't
detector
sound
needs
like
a new battery.
Doesn't sound like the frogs around here.
No, it doesn't.
So, good one, Steve.
Jen said coffee brewing. Jenny said Golden Girls chatter. Puts me to sleep every day.
You know what? Along that same line of thinking, I would say listening to Bob Ross, the painter.
Yeah.
And his happy little trees.
Happy trees.
All right. Corey also said frogs, which that might be, as Corey pointed out, that might already be on the not specifically Koki frogs.
Right, but probably frogs because it's like nature.
Mm-hmm. And Barb has
water dripping down a spout.
No, that would make me have to pee.
Wind chimes in a gentle breeze or whale calls.
Oh, whale calls. Remember the whale calls from Dory? Hello.
I don't remember. Well, I mean, I vaguely remember that. I know what you're talking about. I forgot about it.
Okay, I didn't do it very good justice. It ended up sounding like one of your moos.
No.
By the way, yes, it did. There you go. That's still up if you want to chime in on what you think would be kind of an unusual or weird sound, but it should be on Sound Sleep Machine, white noise machine, okay?
I can't believe we have knit hats for cats.
Well, I kind of felt like we really focus on the dogs a lot because we're dog people.
We do.
Nothing against cats, but we're dog, and I'm allergic to them. So here's a cat story. This is from scientists in Canada. They knitted tiny hats for cats to help carry out a study. Now, the study was on how cats experience pain, because evidently cats tend to mask their pain really well.
They do?
I guess.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I just thought they were always angry. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're all in pain.
That's the thing.
Every cat has a headache. So they had to put electrodes on the cats' heads to measure their brain activity, but the cats wouldn't sit still.
Okay.
I guess a grad student crocheted tiny hats to go over the electrodes, and once they were on, the cats were cool with it. Because it's styling now. It's not just electrodes.
I mean, the picture you showed me was pretty cute and ridiculous at the same time.
Right. Now, I'm imagining that people are like, well, what's the big deal about that? I've been crocheting hats for my cat forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We love it.
Your cat wasn't in the study.
Hats for cats.
I like it. All right. That was a quick one, right? Yeah. Financial advice.
Kids listen to their parents' financial advice.
About half the time. Right.
Well, this little statistic stunned me. The average parent doles out 114 pieces of financial advice per year per kid.
Wow.
So if you do the math on that.
228,
Yeah, what's 3, Curt?
300 what was it? 114? 228, so it'd be 330, 342, I guess.
342, good.
Something like that.
Anyway, what do we want to say about this? There's a new poll of financial advice found it's about half, like we said, half of kids follow their parents' financial advice that they give. The
parents, I like this, the parents, they think it's good advice. It's good to give advice when it comes to budgeting and saving, but only about 40% of them feel confident talking about credit cards.
Huh. Okay.
And that should be a big one.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever gotten credit card debt, let me tell you, when my first marriage, I'm not going to say why or how, but we ended up, and this is going to sound laughable, right? Yeah. We ended up with, we ended up carrying about $3,000 in credit card debt. Mm-hmm. All right. Even that was really tough to get out from underneath.
Yeah.
And you hear about people that have 10, 15, 20,000 in debt. So that would be an important thing to talk to the kids about.
Don't spend money you don't have.
Right. 32% of parents said the same about managing debt. All this stuff should be talked about with your kids, don't you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, it should be absolutely be talked about. It's just, I think that just in life in general, your parents are giving you advice. You're not going to take it. It's got to be someone else that gives it to you because maybe you'll take it then.
That just happened with my wife, though. I remember saying we should do this, and she was like, I don't know. And then one of her friends did the same thing, and it's like,
okay, we should do this.
We're doing it, and that's okay because she's my girl.
She's my girl.
She's my girl.
Oh, dear. Curt.
Now, I put this in here. It will lead into our question for tomorrow. All right?
Oh.
That's why this is in here. This is just a kind of a good news story. And the setup is going to sound weird. But this is from the LA Times. They did a big profile on a 71-year-old pole dancer. Her name is Mary Ciratella.
71-year-old pole dancer.
She's not a stripper, but she does perform. And it's also a fitness and exercise thing. You've probably seen some people that have money will put a pole in their house.
I mean, it was a huge trend, like back in the, I don't know, early 2000s. So Mary, as exercise.
Yeah, she started pole dancing when she was 57, when her last kid graduated from college. And she said she is an embodied reminder that getting older doesn't have to mean forfeiting beauty, sexuality, strength, or the activities you love. That is awesome.
Do you remember, I don't know if you were at the station when we did this, Ernie, the 81-year-old or 82-year-old stripper?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. He
was a stripper. He wasn't just doing it for
He was a full-on stripper. Ernie, the 80-plus-year-old stripper.
And I bet he didn't pole dance.
And we had an event with him there.
Oh, the fun days. The old days.
You know where we had it? Planet Hollywood in Seattle.
Wow.
Which doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, I brought this up, first of all, to say good for you, Mary.
Good for you, Mary. I wanted to look up to see what Mary looked like. I should have done that earlier.
Because we're going to lead into this story that doesn't really
what's your old person trait?
Right.
What's
Jen
your old person trait?
She's like, I got an idea. I have an idea. You know, I got
an idea, Curt.
That's right. How about tomorrow we do, the question's going to be, what is your old person trait? And I said, well, all of my traits are old people.
And I laughed. I belly laughed on that one. What are your old person traits, Curt? All of them?
Yeah. Every single trait is becoming an old person trait.
What are some of yours for real?
Well, I haven't. Why don't you offer up yours? Because
mine are my glasses. My trait, like, is that kind of one of the things? Like, I lose my glasses. I put them on my head. I put them down here.
So losing your glasses.
Yeah, I guess.
That's your trait. I do miss the frustrating thing for me, and this has been happening more as you age, and I think it happens for everybody. Is not only like misplacing my car keys, but it's like all that I've done. I've only been in this one room. I've been in the living room. I had the keys when I came in here. Now I can't find them. How can they be so lost in just this one room? And that we retrace your steps. I don't remember my steps.
If I remembered my steps, I'd remember my keys.
Yeah, so that's a good one. That's, I guess, an old person trait. For me, it's my keys. And I know it's because you're thinking about other stuff at the same time. And
what could be other old people traits?
Well, I think we're going to find out.
Like reading the newspaper?
Oh, an actual newspaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can find one.
Yeah.
I suppose. Well, I mean, everybody would have theirs.
No, I'm really trying to think of some examples of an old person trait.
Or maybe it would be like Dr. Rick does, you know, the things like you're turning into your parents, which I love those commercials for Progressive.
Oh, I haven't seen them. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Well, you have to have seen them. He's talking about, you know, people that are turning into their parents, and his, you know, my favorite was from a few years ago, like his hair is blue, you know. And so they have this Dr. Rick. I thought you would know about this.
No, I don't.
Dr. Rick, his job is he consults people so they don't turn into their parents.
Oh, okay. That's vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So maybe that would be a good primer for this. What is your old person trait?
We want to know. We'll put it up on our Facebook page, or you can comment right here on the platform that you're consuming us on.
She ain't lying.
I'm not lying. Do it, please. And at the same time, like, review, follow, subscribe. It's all free.
Yes.
It just might take a tiny bit of time.
We do appreciate you listening. And that's why we do this every day. Well, not on weekends.
Every weekday.
We have to live our lives on weekends.
We appreciate you.
And happy National Bosses Day. Thank you, National Boss.
I'm not your boss, Curt.
All right. We're our own bosses.
We're our own boss. But if you have a boss, you might want to, wish him happy Boss's Day.
When we got to the point where we were our own bosses, we'd be paying ourselves well instead of zero.
Nope.
That's not how it worked out. Okay.
Have an awesome day, you guys. Thank you for listening. Make good choices, find joy, and spread that kindness all around.